Good morning. I'll be reading from that great gospel passage in Ephesians chapter 2. As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins, gratifying the cravings of our sinful nature. Like the rest, we were objects of wrath. And I'll skip to verse 5. God made us alive with Christ even when you and I were dead in our sins. It is by grace we have been saved. For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. I remember a conversation with a gentleman who was frustrated with his life events at that moment, and he says, what does God have against me? I keep the laws, I help out others, I give, I don't intentionally hurt anyone. What's the deal here? I'm a Christian, aren't I? And I knew he wasn't at the time. He really didn't believe and did nothing to show that he loved Jesus. But I get where he's coming from. And I think he bought into the lie of this culture, like many of us do, that if I do well by the standards of this world, and if I'm basically good enough, I'm saved, aren't I? And that's, well, it's a common thought. It's not a biblical or a Christian thought. Jesus says in this passage and other places that you and I all have sinned, and that you and I all are objects of wrath and all deserve the penalty of death. And we're only saved by grace alone, through the sacrifice of Jesus Christ, through faith alone, by placing our faith and trust in Jesus and his sacrifice for us. So it's not about our abilities or if we're good enough compared to others. We're not saved by our works, by what we do. We are saved by God's grace. And that's the message for today, to rely and trust in God's grace and not our own efforts for salvation and really for life. Thank you.